Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Before we start knowing about Srimad Bhagavatam, we should know what is Srimad Bhagavatam. We should have an introduction to Srimad Bhagavatam. So let's try to understand what is Srimad Bhagavatam. The conception of God and conception of absolute truth are not at the same level. The Srimad Bhagavatam hits on the target of absolute truth. The conception of God indicates the controller, whereas the conception of absolute truth indicates the ultimate source of all energies. There is no difference of opinion about the personal feature of God as a controller, because a controller cannot be impersonal. Of course, like modern government, especially democratic government, is impersonal to some extent. But ultimately, the chief executive head is a person, and the impersonal feature of government is subordinate to the personal feature. So, without a doubt, whenever we refer to control over others, we must admit the existence of a personal feature. Because there are different controllers for different managerial positions, there are many small gods. According to the Bhagavad Gita, any controller who has some specific extraordinary power is called Vibhuti Mat Sattva, or controller empowered by the Lord. There are many Vibhutis Mat Sattvas. Those are the controller or gods with various specific powers. But the absolute truth is one without a second. This Srimad Bhagavatam designates the absolute truth or the summum bonum as the Parama Satyam. The author of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Vyasadeva, first offers his respectful obedience to the Parama Satyam, which is the absolute truth. And because the Parama Satyam is the ultimate source of all energies, the Param Satyam is the supreme person. The God or the controllers are undoubtedly person, but the Parama Satyam from whom the God derives powers of control is the supreme power. The Sanskrit word Ishvara means controller, conveys the import of God, but the supreme person is called Parameshwara or the supreme Ishvara. The supreme power or Parameshwara is the supreme conscious personality, and because he does not derive any power from any other source, he is supremely independent. So, in the Vedic literature, Brahma is described as the supreme god or the head of all other gods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna. But the head of the Srimad Bhagavatam confirms that even Brahma is not independent as far as his power and knowledge are concerned. He received knowledge in the form of Vedas from the supreme power who resides within the heart of every living being. That supreme personality knows everything directly and indirectly. Individual invisible persons who are parts and parcels of the supreme personality may know directly and indirectly everything about their bodies or external features, but the supreme personality knows everything about both his external and internal features. The word Janmadi Asya suggests that the source of all production, maintenance, or destruction is the same supreme conscious power. Those are the Trimurtis. The production by the Brahma, maintenance by the Vishnu, and destruction by the Shiva. But all the three are controlled by the same supreme conscious power. Even in our present experience, we can know that nothing is generated from inert matter, but inert matter can be generated from the living entity. For instance, by contact with the living entity, the material body develops into a working machine. Men with a poor fund of knowledge mistake the bodily machinery to be the living being. But The fact is that the living being is the basis of the bodily machine. The bodily machine is useless as soon as the living spark is away from it. That means the bodily machine is the Jivatma and the spark is the Paramatma. So when we are living, the Atma, Paramatma is inside the Jivatma, which sparkles and uses this Jivatma. But when we die, this Paramatma goes away from the Jivatma. That means the spark from this bodily machine goes away. So this bodily machine becomes useless. So this bodily machine will be burnt or burnt into ashes, or it will be given to other small creatures. The bodily machine is useless as soon as the living spark is away from it. Similarly, the original source of all material energy is the Supreme Person. This fact is expressed in all Vedic literatures, and all the exponents of spiritual science have accepted this truth. The living force is called Brahman, and one of the greatest acharyas, who are the teachers, namely Sripada Shankaracharya, has preached that Brahman is substance, whereas cosmic world is category. The original source of all energy is the living force, and he is logically accepted as the Supreme Person. He is therefore conscious of everything, past, present and future. Bhuta, Bhavi, Bhuta, that means past. Bhavi means future. And he is also conscious of the present. And also each and every corner of his manifestation, that is both material and spiritual. An imperfect living being does not know what is happening with his own personal body. He eats his food but does not know how this food is transformed into energy or how to sustain his body. When a living being is perfect, he is aware of everything that happens, and since the Supreme Person is all perfect, it is quite natural that he knows everything all in detail. Consequently, the perfect personality is addressed in Srimad Bhagavatam as Vasudeva, or one who lives everywhere in full consciousness and in full possession of his complete energy. All of this is clearly explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, and the reader has ample opportunity to study this critically. In the modern age, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached the Srimad Bhagavatam by practical demonstration. It is easier to penetrate into the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam through the medium of Sri Chaitanya's causeless mercy. Therefore, a short sketch of his life and precepts is inserted here to help the reader to understand the real merit of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is imperative that one learn the Srimad Bhagavatam from the person Bhagavatam. The person Bhagavatam is one whose very life is Srimad Bhagavatam in practice. Since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is absolute personality of Godhead, he is both Bhagavan and Bhagavatam in person and in sound. Therefore, his process of approaching the Srimad Bhagavatam is practical for all people in the world. It was his wish that the Srimad Bhagavatam be preached in every nook and corner of the world by those who happen to take their birth in India. Bhagavatam is the science of Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, of whom we have preliminary information from the text of Bhagavad Gita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that anyone, regardless of what he is, who is well versed in the science of Krishna, that means Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, can become an authorized preacher or preceptor in the science of Krishna. It was by the will of the Lord that there was a lunar eclipse on that evening of 1407 Sagapta. During the hours of eclipse, it was the custom of Hindu public to take bath in the Ganges or any sacred river and chant the Vedic mantras for purification. So, when Lord Chaitanya was born during lunar eclipse, all India was roaring with the holy sound of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These 16 names of Lord are mentioned in many Puranas and Upanishads. They are described as Taraga Brahma Nama of Bhagavan. It is recommended in the Shastras that offenseless chanting of these holy names of Lord can deliver a fallen soul from material bondage, that is Vairagya. There are innumerable names of the Lord both in India and outside, and all of them are equally good. But all of them indicate the supreme personality of Godhead. But because these 16 are especially recommended for this age, people should take advantage of them and follow the path of great acharyas who attained success by practicing the rules of Shastras, that are the revealed scriptures. The simultaneous occurrence of Lord's appearance and the lunar eclipse indicated the distinctive mission of the Lord. This mission was to preach the importance of chanting the holy names of the Lord in the age of Kali. That is, Kali means quarrel. So this is the Kali Yuga. So in this present age, quarrels take place even over trifles. And therefore, Shastras have recommended for this age a common platform for realization, naming chanting the holy names of the Lord. People can hold meetings to glorify the Lord in respective languages and with melodious songs, and if such performances are executed in an offenseless manner, it is certain that participants will gradually attain spiritual perfection without having to undergo more rigorous method. That is the most advantage of the Kali Yuga. At such meetings, everyone, the learned and the foolish, or the rich and the poor, or the Hindus and the Muslims, or the Englishmen and the Indians, or the Chandalas or the Brahmanas, all can hear the transcendental sounds and cleanse the dust of material association from the mirror of the heart. To confirm the Lord's mission, all the people of the world will accept the holy name of Lord as a common platform for the universe religion of mankind. When the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was on the lap of his mother, he would at once stop crying as soon as ladies surrounding him chanted the holy names and clapped their hands. This incident was observed by neighbors with awe and veneration. So, the name of the Lord has that much power. When the Lord was offered solid food at the age of 6 months in the Annaprasa ceremony, the Lord indicated his future activities. It is customary to offer the child both coins and books in order to get some indication of the future tendencies of the child. The Lord was offered one side coins and other side the Srimad Bhagavatham. The Lord accepted the Bhagavatham instead of the coin. Devotional service is conducted under two categories, namely primary practice and spontaneous emotion. When one can rise to the platform of spontaneous emotion, he can make further progress by spiritual attachment, feeling love, and many high stages of devotional life for which there are no other specific words to define it. So the nectar of devotion based on the authority of Bhakti Rasamtra Sindhu is coming under 5 stages. Stage 1, that is called Shanta. Shanta means the self-realization stage just after the liberation from material bondage, that is Vairagya. So once we have a disconnection with the samsara, you will achieve the first stage called Shanta. After that, the Dasya stage. Dasya stage means the development of the knowledge that we have taken from all these years to reach the Shanta stage. We will use this to engage ourselves to serve Lord. That is the Dasya stage. The third stage is the further development of Dasya stage, where we develop a feeling of friendship to Lord. So these stages is called Sakhya stage. So Shanta, Dasya stage, third one is the Sakhya stage, where we are bonding as a friend with Bhagavan. Fourth one is the Vatsalya stage, where parental affection towards Bhagavan starts. That has come from the friend stage. That is called Vatsalya stage. And the fifth stage, that is the final stage, it is called the highest stage of love to Bhagavan. That is called Madhurya stage, where we will have a constant love towards Bhagavan and there is no difference in quality in any stage. So these are the stages that we will undergo once we start reading the Bhagavatam and understand the stories of Bhagavatam. So the 8 shlokas that all the devotees of pure Bhagavatam they have created in their own life and lived according to the rules, their shlokas cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death called Janana Marana Chakra. And the second one means the holy name can render all benediction to living beings. That means Bhagavan's name can give the energy. And the third one is to get a humble state of mind. And the fourth one is to accumulate wealth. And it is not about the money. It is about the knowledge, devotional service. And fifth one is the detachment from the ocean of birth and death and get mukti. Then we will have directly go to Vaikunta and we will be seen by Bhagavan. Then the seventh one is the feeling the separation from this samsara. And the final stage is we will roughly embrace the Bhagavan and constantly be in the Vaikunta. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.